Hey, what's up everyone? Misflying Master for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council here, and it's been a while since I gave you guys a video. You have to blame both Ryu and myself for that. Myself because I haven't made anything super original, anything super fantastic that I thought I should present to you guys. Second of all, the last time I actually did once or twice, Ryu didn't give you guys the videos ever for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think the last video I sent to him was a Heartbeat Dragunity video, which is just insanely powerful, depending on how you open up. But anyway, I've got an amazing video for you guys today. First, it's going to be a couple of loops showing how to make the new Archfiend dragon stuff very easily in Dragunities. It's really cool. And then I'm going to show you guys a deck list with what I'm running in order to make the combos and loops possible. So, I hope you enjoy. Hey, what is up everyone? Misflying Master here, and today going to bring you a new combo guide for the new Archfiend Dragunities people have been asking me for. I've been just recently taking up the challenge of trying to make the new synchros, especially this level 9 here, in one turn, and I have found ways of doing it. So now I'm going to present that to you guys. There's going to be two combos here. First combo, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate what you have to do if Corseska is in your grave, because you need a level 1 tuner to make this work. And the second combo will show you what to do if it's still in your deck. So for right here, as you can see, I'm on turn 2. I'm just doing it against myself for the purposes of making this guide. But as you can see, I had to burn through a bunch of cards in order to get to the cards I need. Namely, you will need Mistleton, or a level 6 monster, dragon monster. You're going to need ducks. You're going to need flanks in the grave. That is what you need in addition to a wing beast or dragon type monster in your hand in order to make this work. So now what we do, the usual stuff. We go into Gaydurg off of ducks and flanks. Now we are going to search Zephyros, dump it to grave. Then we go into our handy little Atum here. This, of course, should look very, very familiar. I have Soul Charge in my hand, but if I do this correctly and I don't screw things up, I am not going to need it. Because relying on a Soul Charge to make anything work is just not very good. Alright, so we're going to need to add a Garuda to hand with the second search, which is why you need an extra Wing Beast or Dragon type monster. Now that's of course used its effect. We use Zephyros, put Darkness Mill back into hand for Zephyros, special summon Darkness Mill over the Atum. And now what we're going to do, put Corseska in defense mode. You don't have to do this just yet, you just have to do it before Darkness Mill leaves the field again. We'll banish the second phalanx for this thing. The only thing you cannot afford to banish obviously is a phalanx and a Mistleton. Worst case, if you don't have the extra phalanx engraved to banish off, banish the ducks. Alright, now we are going to go into our Queen Dragoon Jin and bring back a level 6. And now what we shall do is make an M7. We are going to make an M7 here so that we can go ahead, detach Gaydurg. These stupid question marks, why do they do that to me? Okay, it is the first one that's on the field. We are going to bounce Darkness Mill back to hand once again. We are going to banish off Queen Dragoon Jin, and then we are going to go ahead and bring back Gaydurg from the grave. We are going to use this effect for the third time. The third time we are going to search a Mist Valley Baby Rock, dump this card, special summon it back, and make Red Dragon, or Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Kind of redundant because Scarlet, it means red as far as I'm aware, but whatever. And now, ta-da! You've got the new level 9 on your field. Now for those who don't know the effect here, it is, first of all, he has 3200 attack, so a big boss monster. But you can, during either turn, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one tuner monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. You can only use each effect once per turn. Yep, there goes the end of my turn, but that's fine. I'm going to end this part of the video in just a sec anyway, and then jump over to a duel where I'm showing you what to do if a Corseska is in your deck. But there you go. You can make this guy nice and easy. Now, what did I need? Once more, you need Phalanx Engrave, Ducks in hand, Misselton in hand, or an equivalent. So with the Dragunity Divine Lance, depending on the circumstances, that can work. Garuda can certainly work. You know, if you like running Heretics, one of the Heretics can work in its place. But the point is you need the level 6, you need to make access to Gaydurg. You need an extra Winged Beast or Dragon-type monster. It can be any of them. Does not matter which one it is. Alright, so that is how you go about doing this. So remember that. Alright, now let's go ahead and jump over to the second way of performing this combo. If Corseska has to remain in your deck. Because the thing is, I always try to make 2 loops for every big thing I want to do. Be it Azure Eyes, Silver Dragon, or any of them. It's like, okay, if you're relying on one card to make the whole thing work, there are 2 possibilities. Actually, 3 technically. 1, it's in your deck. 2, it's in your hand. 3, it's in your graveyard. And I kind of consider the hand and the grave kind of the same thing, because you can easily search something off of Gaydurg, put it in your hand, put it from your hand into the grave. So I kind of consider the hand and the grave to be the same thing-ish. So that's why I say 2 circumstances. 1, it's either in your deck, or 2, it's in your graveyard. But you have to come up with loops or combos for both. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump over to the second one now, shall we? Alright guys, here is the second way this can be done if Corseska is remaining in your deck for the majority of the combo. Now, Soul Charge, I was hoping to get Misselton for the purposes of this video, but I'm just going to be using this to bring back 1 Ducks. Therefore, just substitute this for a Garuda, Misselton, or even an Instant Fusion or anything like that, and the combo works all the same. So as you can see, on turn 1 I milled through a bunch of stuff, but I wasn't able to get to a Misselton. I do have a Phalanx Engrave though, however. So, I am going to normal summon my Ducks and bring back my Phalanx here. And then I'm going to go ahead and sync those into... Whoops, I accidentally hit View instead of Special Summon. Special Summon my Vajrayana. So if you had a Garuda or something, this is the route you would have to go. If you have a Misselton, obviously you don't have to burn through the extra Vajrayana, but oh well, these things happen sometimes. And obviously, if you have a Soul Charge in hand, there are far, far, far better ways of doing this combo than doing it this way. What you would want to do is make it to Gaydurg, dump the Zephyros, and then you could use the Soul Charge, and it gives you a much higher output ceiling. But I'm not really concerned about showing you guys how to maximize Soul Charge in this video. I'm just showing you how to, with the 3 cards, arguably 4, show you guys how to make the new dudes. And I just realized I don't have an extra Winged Beast or Dragon type monster in hand. Yes, guys, I just realized that. But that's okay. I have an extra terraforming, so what I'm going to do is go minus in order to make this happen. So, goodbye, Bombless. Rest in peace. We are going to add a Phalanx to hand to make this work. So ideally you don't have to burn your cards in order to make that happen. Alright. So I put the Zephyros Engrave, now we make the Atum. Detach Gaydurg, go into Darkness Metal once again. Now we bring back Gaydurg, use Gaydurg, put Garuda in hand. And actually, you have to run 3 Vajrayanas. This is one of those times where you're just going to be super glad you run 3 Vajrayanas instead of 2 like some people do. Because we banish out here. We special summon. We'll get rid of 1 Phalanx. Again, just make sure... Actually, in this particular circumstance, it doesn't matter if you banish out the Misselton or not. Alright. So we use Darkness Mill, we bring back the Phalanx from the grave. Then we go into Vajrayana number 1. Use Vajrayana, bring back And I'm starting to get a little low on time, but I'll have enough time to make this happen. Okay, now we make Vajrayana number 2. Then we make a Tum. Then we make our new Archfiend dude. And then we use... Oh, I am getting very low on time. But I do have enough time to pull it off. You bring Korseska out from the deck with your Atum. And then... Ta-da! I had just enough time to pull it off. You go into your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And again, this guy... Actually, I don't think I said this really before. I didn't have the chance. Or I didn't take the chance. But when it says target face-up card your opponent controls, that isn't just continuous things. That's what I thought it was originally. Apparently, this is a quick effect, just like the new DDD card. It's stupid. They should have worded it better. But I guess it's one of those things, once you get used to it, you know it. You'll remember it. So this is a quick effect. This thing is just as good at protecting you from destruction effects, just like Stardust Dragon and stuff like that. It can protect you from that one right cat key, that one dark hole, whatever. Or it can negate the effects of a monster that's brought out, continuous spell card or trap card that's activated, a field spell. It can just help you out in any of those circumstances. And then you could tribute off a monster to bring back your Archfiend monsters. You can easily bring it back with Darkness Mel if it's destroyed. If you have Call the Haunted, with this, which this build runs, you can use Call the Haunted to bring this thing back. And then if you go into the bigger boss monsters, which I do have in here, you know, this guy in particular can make it easy to bring this guy back. So yeah, it's very easy to get a very powerful field quickly. Alright, let's go ahead and jump over to a deck profile for you guys rather than keep you guys waiting, alright? Alright guys, here is the deck list for the Red Dragon Archfiend Dragunity deck. As you can see, it's pretty standard to a regular Dragunity build, at least one of mine. And I'll explain one or two differences as I go along. And then we got the extra deck down here, which is quite a bit different than your standard Dragunity extra deck. But well, I'll go through the list and I'll explain all my choices as I go along. So I got the 1 Darkness Mel, of course, you need that. 3 Missile Tint, 3 Ducks, 2 Garuda. I'm personally of the belief you need a combination of 5 cards that allow you to extend your combos further. So it can be 3 Missile Tint, 2 Garuda. It can be 2 Missile Tint, 1 Garuda, 2 Instant Fusion, which is what my standard build does because it utilizes Norden and Mavelus. But however you do it, I think 5 is the correct number. Some people do 4, which decreases your odds of getting off a very long combo string, but it might help consistency or something like that, so there are pros and cons. Alright, 1 Harpist, 1 Zephyros, 3 Phalanx, 1 Baby Rock, 1 Korseska. The Harpist is the most optional piece here in the lineup, but if you're going to go for a more regular set of combos versus your Archfiend combos, Harpist is a great card to have, because you can easily search off Gate Dirk, dump it into the grave, get an extra Duck Search. Takes a little bit of the responsibility of giving you that off of Ravine. Alright, the Baby Rock, as you saw in the combo video, you need this. If Korseska ends up in the graveyard, you are absolutely going to need Baby Rock in order to make the combo string work. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a necessary piece. And strictly speaking, it's not completely necessary, because, I mean, if you get to the Divine Spear or something, or Divine Lance rather, or something like that, it's still funny how it says Divine Lance down here in the description, but up in the picture it says Dragunities Spear of Destiny still, so they never fixed that. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to like max this out at 3, which I would not recommend, but if you do, you don't really need the Baby Rock. But the thing is, let's say you end up in that circumstance, your odds of having a spear are decent, but they're not fantastic, versus Baby Rock is searchable out of the deck. So I mean, I would just stick with the Baby Rock. Now 3 Upstart, 3 Chicken Game, I usually have 2 of each, and that's probably what I'm going to do with this build actually, is cut it down to 2 and 2 and put in a couple of extra traps like Breakthrough Skills. The reason I have it 3 and 3 is because, confession time, originally I was so ready to give up on this combo because I didn't think it was possible. I thought I had exhausted every single option I had, and then I finally stumbled across a couple of combos, which with the 3 cards, arguably the 4th, although the 4th is very easy to have in your hand, but it is a 4-card combo nonetheless. but I didn't think it was necessarily possible. I thought I would have to have one of like 4 specific cards in my hand in order to make this thing work, namely something like a Dragonite Divine Lance or a Soul Charge or the Baby Rock. So, you know, it's like, okay, I'm going to just have to make the deck even more turbo, get through my cards even faster in order to make this work. But then when I discovered I didn't actually have to do that, you know, then I was thrilled when I figured that out. Alright, so we got the 2 MST. I don't have the Forbidden Lance. I know Ryu runs it. He thinks protecting that normal summon is super important, and it is to an extent, but I don't think it's that important. Plus, I mean, because I have like 2 Cold Haunted to bring something back if I need to. Plus, I have the 2 Dragunities Spear of Destiny, so if they Veiler, or not Veiler, but like Breakthrough Skill or Fiendish Chain your ducks, you've got this to help get around that kind of problem. So, I think I've got enough protection in the deck that I don't need the Forbidden Lances. If you guys feel otherwise, cut out 1 Upstart Goblin, 1 Chicken Game, put in 2 Lances. Another option is definitely you could cut out something like 1 Chicken Game. I would cut out a Chicken Game before an Upstart. You could cut out one of these and put in Legionnaire, because I don't have Legionnaire in this build, but usually I do recommend them. So 2 Ravine, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Foolish, 2 Call the Haunted, 1 Bombless, 1 Solemn, 1 Compulse. So that's that. Now as far as the extra deck goes, we got 1 Gate Dirk, you need him, 3 Vajrayana, you need 3 Vajrayana. Anybody who ever tries to suggest you can run 2 is just kind of, they don't know Dragunities well enough. 1 Scrap, 1 Stardust, 1 each Stardust. And then we got all 4 of our big Red Dragon Archfiend cards, which are so cool. These guys are just amazing. 1 Queen Dragoon, 1 M7, 2 Atoms. Basically the bare bones Xyz monsters you really, really need in order to make this work properly. Now, I do have to say, I don't think this build is the most consistent Red Dragon Archfiend build there is. I've seen Synchron builds that can make these guys more consistently. I don't know exactly how consistently. Somewhere between maybe 2/3 and 3/4 of the time, something like that. This build honestly does it somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 of the time. So this is definitely not the most consistent Red Dragon Archfiend build there is. It's more for people who really, really, really like Dragunities and want to try these in Dragunities, or they just want to try something different. You know, they want to be, you know, just more innovative. Because, I mean, I think everybody's going to Synchrons to make these guys, but Dragunities can do it too. And when we get Ravine back to 3, the odds will definitely go up a bit more. So anyway, it's not the most consistent Red Dragon Archfiend build there is. It's not the best Dragunity build there is. I think my Azurize Silver Dragon deck is better. But that being said, this is still a good deck because, I mean, if you could put the Archfiend Abyss here, this guy is super good protecting you from different card effects and stuff. And then if you get to your next turn and you can go into one of these bigger guys too, I mean, this deck can put up so many big beaters on the field so fast, steamroll your opponent so hard, it's not even funny. It's pretty incredible. So, you know, there's pros and cons to this deck as well, just like any Dragunity build. These are down here because originally I was thinking of turning this into an Azurize Silver Dragon plus a Red Dragon Archfiend build, but then I decided, no, let's do away with that. Just make it Red Dragon Archfiend focused. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe, both to myself and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. We both put up really good content. Take care, and I'll see you next time.